Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something that might look intimidating at first glance. You know that feeling. Staring at your TV setup, the mess of cables, maybe juggling remotes, trying to get the right thing in the right screen. It can feel, wow, overly complicated. So we're going to zero in on a piece of tech designed to be the, let's say, the conductor for your whole AV system. It's the WolfPack 4K 60 4.4 4x4 HDMI Matrix Switch over CT6. Bit of a mouthful, I know, but our mission here is simple. Cut through the jargon, figure out what it is, how it works, and crucially, why it matters if you want real control over multiple screens and sources.
Absolutely. And just to set the stage, this WolfPack switch comes from HDTV Supply. These guys have been in the AV game for, what, over 20 years now? Certified since 2003. They're also an HD-based T.org approved adopter, which is important for some of the features we'll discuss. And, when Google Shopping calls them an exceptional top-quality store, that says something about their track record.
Okay, good context. So let's unpack the device itself. What's the core idea behind this WolfPack 4x4 Matrix Switch? Forget the name for a second. What does it do?
Right. Think of it basically as a central hub or maybe a smart traffic controller for all your HDMI signals. You connect up to 4 different HDMI sources. So, your game console, a Blu-ray player, maybe a cable box, a streaming device.
Your standard stuff.
Exactly. 4 sources in. And then it lets you send those signals out to, well, quite a few displays.
Okay, the name says 4x4, which sounds like 4 outputs.
Ah, yes. That's where it gets clever. It does have 4 standard HDMI outputs, but, and this is key, each of those HDMI outputs is mirrored to a CAT cable output using HD-based technology.
Mirrored, so like a duplicate signal.
Precisely. So you effectively get 8 outputs total running simultaneously. 4 direct HDMI and 4 over that CAT cable connection.
8 displays from 4 sources. Okay, now I see. And the matrix part, that's about the routing, right?
That's the magic. It means you can send any of those 4 input sources to any of the 8 output displays independently at the same time.
Right. So no more unplugging and replugging cables if I want the PS5 on the main TV, but maybe my partner wants to watch a Blu-ray on the projector.
Exactly that. You just tell the Matrix where you want each source to go. Game in den, movie in the living room, maybe a news feed on a smaller kitchen screen. All from different sources, all managed by the switch. Total flexibility. That's the core benefit for you.
Okay, flexibility's great, but performance matters just as much, maybe more. Let's talk specs. 4K 60, 4.4.4. That sounds impressive, but what does it actually mean for the picture quality you see?
It means top-tier quality, essentially. Let's break it down. 4K 2K, often just called 4K, is ultra-high definition resolution. 4 times the pixels of 1080p full HD. So incredible sharpness and detail.
Okay, sharper picture, got it. What about the 60?
That's 60 hertz, the refresh rate. It means the picture updates 60 times per second. This is really crucial for smooth motion. Think sports, action movies, and definitely video games. It avoids that judder or blur you can get with lower refresh rates.
Right, makes sense for fast movement. And the 4.4.4, that one sounds a bit more technical.
It is, but it's super important for color accuracy. It refers to chrominance subsampling. 4.4.4 means there's no compression of the color information being sent. Every pixel gets its full original color data.
Unlike other standards that might compress color to save bandwidth.
Exactly. With 4.4.4, colors are richer, more accurate, and crucially, things like small text on a screen or fine graphic details look much sharper and clearer. For PC use or detailed presentations, it's a big deal.
So 4K resolution, smooth 60 Hz motion, and perfect color. That's the promise.
That's the visual promise, yes. And supporting that, you have HDMI 2.0b and HDCP 2.2 compatibility. These are the standards needed to handle that high bandwidth. We're talking 18 gigabits per second of uncompressed video and ensure it works with modern 4K sources and displays, including protected content.
Okay. And it mentions HDR, too.
High dynamic range. It supports the main formats like HDR10, Dolby Vision, HLG. HDR gives you that really striking contrast, much brighter whites, deeper blacks, and a wider range of colors overall. Makes the image pop much more lifelike.
So visually, it seems to tick all the boxes for modern standards. Now, I also saw ARC and CEC mentioned. These sound like convenience features.
They are, definitely. ARC stands for Audio Return Channel. Let's say you're using a streaming app built into your smart TV. ARC lets that TV send the audio back down the same HDMI cable to your soundbar or AV receiver.
Oh, right. So you don't need a separate optical audio cable running back from the TV.
Correct. Simplifies wiring. And CEC, Consumer Electronics Control, lets connected devices talk to each other. You might turn on your Blu-ray player, and CEC tells the TV to switch to the right HDMI input automatically. Or one remote might control basic functions on multiple devices. It aims to reduce remote clutter.
Okay, that does sound useful. Now, we talked about the outputs for HDMI 4 over CCAT cable. That CCAT cable part, that's about distance, right? The HDMI cables can be fussy over long runs.
Absolutely. This is where the HD-based technology really comes into its own. It's designed specifically to overcome the distance limitations of standard HDMI.
So how far are we talking?
Pretty far. Using a single Cat5e, Cat6, or even Cat7 cable, this switch can send a 1080p signal up to 492 feet. That's 150 meters.
Wow, okay, that's significant. And for 4K?
For 4K, it's still impressive, up to 394 feet or 120 meters, again, over just one standard network cable per display.
So running video across a large house or maybe to an outbuilding or in a commercial space becomes much more feasible than trying to use super long, expensive HDMI cables.
Exactly. And potentially more reliable, too. Plus, there's another neat feature, 24V POC, power over cable.
Power over cable.
Yeah. It means the main matrix switch unit can actually send power through the CAT cable to the small HD-based receiver units at each display location.
Ah, so the little boxes at the TV end don't need their own separate power breaks and outlets.
Correct. It makes installation much cleaner and simpler, especially if power outlets are scarce near the display. One less cable to worry about.
So for you listening, this means potentially much cleaner setups, way more freedom in where you place your screens without worrying about signal loss, and simpler wiring thanks to that power over cable. Sounds like a big win for complex installs.
It really can be. It addresses a major headache in multi-room AV.
Okay, we've hit visuals, distance. Let's talk audio. What are the options there?
Very flexible. First, it supports HDMI audio pass-through. So all the main high-definition formats like Dolby True HD, DTS HD Master Audio up to 7.1 channels just pass right through with the video.
Standard pass-through, okay.
But it also has audio de-embedding. Each output channel has corresponding analog LR stereo and coaxial digital audio outputs.
De-embedding, so you can strip the audio out?
Yes. You take the audio from the selected HDMI source and send it out separately through those analog or coaxial ports. This is great if you want to send the video to a display, but route the audio to a dedicated amplifier or a multi-zone audio system completely independently.
Right, so you're not tied to just the speakers on the display or a simple soundbar connected via HDMI ARC. You get independent audio routing.
Precisely. More options for custom audio setups.
And with all this routing flexibility for video and audio, how do you actually control the thing?
Multiple ways. You've got buttons on the front panel with a little OLED screen for status. There's a standard IR remote included. For more advanced setups, you can control it via RS-232 commands or over your network using LAN control, either direct commands or through a web browser interface, or web GUI.
Web GUI, like you type in his IP address and get a control panel.
Exactly. Makes it pretty accessible. And it also features an IR matrix capability.
An IR matrix, what does that do?
It means you can control your source devices even if they're hidden away in a closet. You point the source device's remote, like your Blu-ray remote, at the IR receiver near your display. And the system sends that IR signal back through the HD-based T connection to the matrix, which then blasts it out to the correct source device.
Ah, so the IR control follows the video signal. Clever.
Very clever. And for ironing out compatibility issues, it has extensive EDID management, 31 different modes. EDID is like the handshake between the source and display about capabilities.
Right, sometimes that handshake fails and you get a blank screen or the wrong resolution.
Exactly. Having robust EDID management helps the matrix negotiate that handshake properly, ensuring you get a stable picture on all kinds of different displays. It really cuts down on those "it's not working" moments.
That sounds incredibly useful, actually. And I saw one more feature listed that caught my eye, an independent 4K to 1080p downscaler on each output. Why is that important?
Ah, the downscaler. That's another lifesaver, especially now when people might have a mix of displays. Imagine you have a main 4K TV, but also an older 1080p TV in another room, and you want to send the same 4K source, like a streaming device, to both.
Normally, wouldn't the system default to the lowest resolution, forcing the 4K TV down to 1080p?
Often, yes. That's the problem the downscaler solves. This matrix can take a 4K input signal, and for the output connected to the 1080p display, it will intelligently scale that signal down to 1080p. Crucially, it does this without affecting the other outputs, so the 4K TV still gets the full native 4K signal.
So you can mix and match 4K and 1080p displays seamlessly without compromising the quality on your better screens.
Precisely. Each output delivers the optimal signal for the connected display. It maximizes compatibility with your existing gear.
And it looks pretty neat, too. Mentions a 1U rack-mounted design.
Yep, standard 1U height comes with rack ears. So if you have an equipment rack, it fits right in for a really clean professional installation.
Okay, so let's just pull this all together briefly. We're looking at a device that handles 4 sources to 8 displays, delivers top-notch 4K, 60 Hz 4.4.4 video with HDR.
Extends those signals over huge distances using HT-based-T over a single CAT cable with power over cable.
Offers flexible audio de-embedding for custom sound setups, provides loads of control options, including web and IR routing.
Right, and intelligently manages different display resolutions with built-in downscaling.
It really seems engineered to take a potentially very complicated multi-screen setup and make it, well, manageable and high performance.
I think that's the core value proposition.
Yeah.
It centralizes control and distribution, taking away the need for multiple splitters, extenders, maybe audio extractors. It simplifies the whole chain while maximizing quality and flexibility. For anyone serious about multi-room AV, it offers those aha moments where complex problems suddenly have an elegant solution.
Which definitely leads to a final thought to leave you with. Considering how fast things are changing, more 4K content, more streaming, maybe more screens in different parts of your home or office, how might a single smart hub like this WolfPack Matrix Switch change the way you think about setting up and using your entertainment or presentation spaces? Could this kind of centralized control be the key to unlocking the AV freedom you've been looking for? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep